Hello everyone, and welcome back to John and Mandy Go RVing. Hello everyone, and welcome today to our review of electric bikes. Now, to start off, before we get into it, we have no affiliation with the electric bike company whatsoever. So, this is going to be an unbiased review, our honest opinion of these bikes.
Yeah, they weren't given to us. We bought them ourselves with our own money, so this has nothing to do with Lectric.
So how we learned about these bikes was through other YouTubers. Most importantly, enjoy the journey. You know, we're regular watchers of them, and we watched their review of the bikes a couple years ago. I think they've done 2 of them. Definitely check them out if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I think that was the first place that we saw them, and really looked like something we thought we could enjoy and we could use at home and while we were camping. And I think the price was the best.
Definitely.
For us, it wasn't too expensive. Some of them, you know, some of the electric bikes are more expensive, and this was something that we thought we could afford and get use out of. So that's why we went with Lectric.
So I figured I would surprise her and get her one for Christmas last year.
Yes, I definitely wanted one, and it was a big surprise. And then after I got mine, John decided he needed to get one for himself.
Yeah, it didn't seem right with her being on one and me trying to struggle behind her pedaling, trying to keep up and all.
It was nice.
So, what is the things that we like about this bike, Mandy?
For me, I think it's the portability. We can throw them in the back of my car and just take them wherever we need to without a bike rack, and very easy to put into totes and pull in and out of our car. You know, it would be great if we were able to just use regular bikes and go up these big hills, and I think it's funny when we're in campgrounds and you hear people yell cheaters at us. But in reality, if we had a regular bike, we wouldn't use them as much.
True.
So there is argument that you're not getting as much exercise, but we can now be on these bikes for an hour and an hour and a half. Whereas with a regular bike, we were maybe being used for like 10 minutes at a time, if that.
Yeah, and plus if there's things that we can get out and do that's nearby, then we can use these bikes to do that.
Yeah, so that's another great thought, right? It cuts down on gas consumption and energy consumption and does get us outside a little bit more.
Yes. And you get about 40 miles to the battery power, you know, per charge with these when you're not using the assist. Of course, that's going to go down some now when you're using the pedal assist modes. There are 5 selections from 1 up to 5.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that's a little disappointing for me. I feel like 1 PAS, pedal assist, doesn't do much, and 2 sometimes is a little too quick, especially in campgrounds or when you're in traffic. I'd like it somewhere in the middle. I need a 1.5, but the pedal assist is awesome.
Yeah, especially if you're just starting out on the bike. You know, if you're just starting to go on your bike and you're using your pedal assist, like she was saying, 1 isn't quite enough and 2 is a little much. You're definitely going to get a jolt if you're just using a throttle to start out, or even pedal, because when you're pedaling, that starts assisting you. It's going to get you going quick. So that's one thing you do have to be careful about.
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. It's not a regular bike and it's not a motorcycle. So no matter what you're used to, you've got to take a little bit of time with that, understand how the throttle works, understand the speeds that you're going to get to, and when best to use pedal assist, when best to use the throttle.
Now, if you are breaking this down and putting it in your vehicle, just keep in mind it does weigh 70 pounds, so it might be ideal to have someone do that with you, put it in your vehicle using like a 55-gallon bin or maybe a little bit bigger. You can get these at Lowe's.
Yeah, and I will say I can get it in and out of the car myself, but it's a big struggle. It's much easier with John there because it's not balanced, right? So there's more weight on one side than the other, so it gets a little awkward, and it is heavy. But push come to shove, I can do it and do it safely, but I prefer not to. So John, what else do you like about the bikes?
Well, what I also like about the bike is it looks good. You know, it doesn't look like a lot of the other electric bikes where you have a battery pack on the outside. With this one, your battery pack's inside the frame, so it looks nice in that respect. Like her, I agree that it's nice that it can break down if we need to put it in a vehicle. I also like the fact that you can get a lot of accessories for it, you know, aftermarket stuff, also through the company. You know, they also have shock absorber post for your seat, which we look forward to investing in the near future.
Yeah, I will say that's one of the dislikes, right?
Yes.
The seat we had to replace because it was very hard. And we would really need probably the shock absorber post.
Yeah, especially when you're going down the bike trails that are more for mountain bikes. I would say that these aren't the best for taking down mountain bike trails, especially without like shocks like that, shock absorbing coming from the seat. I know the new ones have it in the forks up front, so we definitely look forward to investing in one of those. You can also get like saddlebags, a rack up front. You can get different sizes. You can have one on the back. The one like we have, you don't have a place to mount one in the front, you know, that's built in with the bike.
But the problem with some of those accessories is it's very hard to fold it, right? So if you have that front basket or the back basket, you can't really fold it. We have the
as easily.
Well, I don't think you can at all with those ones. But we have the saddlebags that are soft, and we can squish those enough that we can fold it with it. But that folding piece does limit you sometimes.
Yeah, with the racks being there. But the good thing is you can remove them if that becomes an issue.
Yes.
And then you also have the mirrors that you can get to put on it, you know, and also phone mount. That way you have your GPS when you're going places with your bike. You know, if you're not used to going to these places, if you're new to the areas.
And all of that doesn't have to come from Lectric, right? So a lot of those accessories can fit. You have to be careful depending on where you want to put it, because that battery pack compartment is pretty large. So you're not going to get like a cup holder around that. So you got to really take a look at that bike and decide what accessories you need, and make sure that you have the room and that they're the right size for it.
So another good thing about these electric bikes are they come with an 850 watt geared motor.
Yeah, and with that, you can actually go into the bike system itself and make some adjustments in there and get a higher speed out of it. Up to what, about 30?
I would say close to 25. It fluctuates, especially, you know, depending on your battery charge too.
Yeah,
what
so
it's gonna do.
If you want a little extra speed, there are there's an option there.
Yeah, and you can go on YouTube to find out how you can do that.
So a couple of other things that I really liked about the bike. One, I'm pretty short. I'm 5'3". So there are things on the bike that's adjustable, like the handlebars. At first, it was very uncomfortable for me, and John adjusted it for me, and now it's great. It goes up and down, so it can adjust to heights if you're feeling uncomfortable. And then I really did think it's an easy bike to learn how to deal with all the electronics. So there's only a few buttons on there. The display's nice and big, relatively easy once you learn what screens you need to be at or what buttons you need to push. But it's not very complicated, and that's a plus in my book.
Yeah, and the display on it's easy to read. So.
And these bikes are becoming very popular. We're seeing a lot of electric bikes, but specifically this brand, Lectric, in a lot of the campgrounds and even in a lot of the state parks that we go to.
Hi, we're Rhonda and Don Hiltz from Zephyr Hills, Florida, and we wanted to let you know how much we're enjoying our electric bikes. What I love about them is that you can grab them at any time. They're convenient. You can take them with you in any size vehicle. They fold up. And with the backpacks, you can take lunch, you can take anything for overnight. We love that you can pedal when you want and take a break when you want, and we just love them.
And the boys love them too.
And what are the boys' names?
Booty and Rudy.
Booty and Rudy, nice to meet you guys. Now, what are some of the things that we don't like about these bikes?
You know, I feel like almost everything that we don't like, we've figured that out. One for mine, I have the regular light on the front of it, and that isn't good. I don't know if that's changed with the 2.0, but I have the original 1.0 and had to add an extra light to the front of mine. The seats and things like that had to be replaced because they're so hard.
Yeah, we ended up getting a Cloud 9 seat, aftermarket seat to put on our bike. It's definitely better. You're still going to get sore eventually, but it's going to take longer.
Yeah. What about you? What do you not like about the bike?
My biggest thing about these bikes is, and I know this is something they could probably change down the road and it's minor, but it's the location of where they have the key at. You know, they have it up underneath. You're trying to put it up in there underneath and you can't see exactly where the hole's at, you know? So it takes a little bit of getting used to and, you know, feeling around until you get it right.
Yeah, I will say for the first probably month or so, I was on the ground trying to find the hole. Now I can...
trying to look up at it.
Yeah, now I can get it in without really crawling around on the ground, but that doesn't bother me as much for some reason.
Yeah, you get used to that.
You get used to where it's at, yeah. But we really don't have a lot of complaints about the bike. I think for the price that we paid and what we can do with it, it certainly fits our needs. And I've heard that their customer service is great. Fortunately, we didn't have to really contact customer service, but from what we're hearing from other people that we've talked to about them, the customer service is great for the company, and that's a big plus in my book.
Yes. Now, there was an issue last year with shipping. You know, it was taking 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks for shipments to get to the people that purchased them. You know, with everything going on in the economy, or everything that's going on with the pandemic and such, that has changed. You know, now you look at the website, you're seeing like a week, you know, wait for your bike for it to ship, or maybe a little bit longer. So I would say that's a definite improvement since last year. So how much do we ride these bikes? Well, Mandy has about 900 miles clocked in on her bike, and I got about 330. Now, she's had hers a little bit longer than I have, but you could tell she likes it compared to the miles that I have. And I'm not saying I don't like it, it's just I haven't got out on it as much or had it as long.
Yeah, and again, what I like about it is it's so much fun to ride, right? That I'm, you know, on lunch breaks, I'm working from home, so on lunch breaks or when I need a break from work, I can get out there, do 10 miles relatively easily, get out in the fresh air, and then be able to come back and work.
And that's always a bonus, you know, getting out in the fresh air gives you a break.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it gives us something to do as a couple. Now, another good thing about these bikes are they have free shipping and they come with a 1-year warranty. Now, there's been so many good reviews about these bikes, so I don't think you're going to have too many issues with needing to use a warranty on these.
But I have heard, you know, some people get them shipped with a display that is cracked, or it was shipped kind of wrong and scraped up a little. And Lectric seems to be really good at replacing things and helping people out.
Yeah, definitely send you replacement parts if that's an issue. And you gotta think, it's not always their fault in that situation. It's also, you know, UPS, FedEx, one of them, you know, they could have something to do with it.
And no matter what, every product has some defaults here and there, right? So, but if they can take care of it quickly from, again, what we're hearing, that happens, then that's the company you want to deal with.
So we hope that this helps you all in deciding on what kind of electric bike you want to go with. And this is just our honest opinion on this subject. We have owned one for a year. There's probably other better options out there, but I don't know if they're going to be at this price range. Well, thanks everyone for taking the time to watch this episode.
If you learned anything or enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below.
Well, thanks everyone, and take care. So this bike comes with an 850 watt geared motor. That's not too bad. Another thing I liked about it, and I already touched base on this a little bit, is the customization, you know. You can put a bunch of lights on that thing and go down the way and everyone will be looking at you like, wow, what's this guy doing? You know? I don't know. I just felt like saying that.
Okay.
I probably won't use it.